Hi everyone, I'm Bob Jeffrey, here in Mumbai, shooting the Indian edition of Worldmakers. Mumbai is the gateway to India's business and advertising communities, and of course Bollywood. To be world-made, you need to know India. Today on Worldmakers, we'll meet the storytellers, entrepreneurs, and inventors making India a global leader for innovation and imagination. Ram, glad to have you here. Loved that famous campaign you did, Happy Dent White, and I looked at it with a great deal of envy because I wish we had done that. Anyway, so talk to me about what you're doing and why you're doing it and what's inspired you.
You know, a lot of people think that everything after Happy Dent has been downhill. So a lot of the time all I want to do is try and see how do I make something better than that. It is a bit of a burden on one's sort of heart and one's shoulders having made that, because when we set out to make it, it wasn't as if it was going to be what it became. There's a big Indian film called Sholay, which is the big Indian film. And so I had people coming into the editing room and saying, oh man, this is the Sholay of advertising. And I'm looking at them and I'm pretty objective about the work that I do. So I try not to get too involved. And so I never know whether it's good, bad, until other people tell me whether it's good.
But I think, everything happens for a reason. I think what was fascinating about that piece of film is that, first of all, in the most simplistic way, it was an unbelievably different way to dramatize something unique about the product. But I also think it was right at the time when people outside of India were obsessed with India for business reasons and also for Bollywood reasons.
Right.
And what was great about what you did with that, it really got you into the story. You wanted to know where this story was going to go.
Right.
And and obviously the ending has a great surprise to it visually.
So I was really dying to do the film, and so what I did is first I said, let's decide where this is located, and if we can make this real, if we can make this believable. And so one of the things that I went back with is, let's try and do this in a British Raj kind of way, where it seems to be located in a place where electricity didn't exist. And really, I found that the more ridiculous an idea, and I mean that in a good way, the more real it has to be, the more believable it has to be. And so my constant search was to try and make it truthful. How do you believe that this is really what happened? I was a student at a course at Bombay University on something called Indian aesthetics. And it comes from something called the Rasa theory. And Rasa means actually juice, but it's really the essence of anything. And really what the Rasa theory talks about is something which has helped my advertising a lot, because I now keep telling myself that it's not what I say. Of course, it's important what I say, and it's not how I say it. And of course, it's important how I say it. But I think the key thing is, how do I make you feel? And the Rasa theory really comes from 9 different emotions. And one of the rasas is the Ascharya rasa, which is the wonder rasa. And it tells you very clearly, if you want to evoke wonder in your viewer, these are the things that you need to do. It's very codified. So all of this actually, and because I believe the advertising in India should be Indian, when you begin to talk about the feeling of wonder, Latin America is the closest that comes to some kind of magical realism. But in India, there's no magical realism because it's real. There's no magic.
Right.
It's all real. It's happening.
What do you think about the role of technology then? Technology, in a way, can, it can break barriers down, but it also can homogenize things. I mean, how do you view technology in terms of what you do from a creative standpoint?
I don't think technology needs respect.
It's a tool.
Yeah, it's something which you use like it's like a zoom lens or a block lens or a trolley or a crane, or whether you use digital or 3D or film, or I think these are all things which are there for us to decide what's best for us to speak about.
And do you think that technology is a liberator of creativity, or it doesn't matter? What matters is more the story or the...
When I look at least the history of cinema, technology has liberated cinema. But at the same time, one of the biggest problems of technology, at least in cinema, is the plethora of
content.
Yeah, my gosh. And so this is the problem of technology, which is that it's the problem of plenty.
What I find frustrating is that clients or even agency people tend to look through the lens of the West.
Right. We need to identify who we are and why is it that it's important that we be ourselves and not get, in some ways, brainwashed by what I call as the colonization of the mind.
I love the fact that you have such a strong point of view. And thank you for joining us on the latest installment of Worldmakers here in Mumbai, India.